Hi everyone, we are back. It's Flint and I, and we're back with another Gauntlet series. So we had the community vote on a number of decks, and here we're going to talk about our first quarterfinal matchup. So I'll bring up the first deck list, which is a zoo list. So this zoo list was submitted by Kim Carl Pfeiffer. We reached out to him to get what he felt like was the best zoo deck right now. He's the zoo aficionado for Premodern. And this list is a bunch of it. I would call it one drop zoo because everything in the main deck is just a one drop. It has a ton of one drop creatures and reckless charge and a low land count, and is just looking to flood the board with creatures. It has as many of the 2-power one drops as it can: Carnophage, Sarcomancy, Savannah Lions, Jackal Pup. Hopefully, Skyshroud Elite is a 2-power creature, and then Mogg Fanatic is the next best thing. It has Rancor to make your creatures a little bit bigger. It has Bolts as quick interaction. Reckless Charge is a sorcery that gives creatures +3/+0 and haste until end of turn. And then it has Flashback of 2 and a red. So it's good if you can cast it, and if you can flash it back, then it's just a bonus. And then kind of what I like in this deck is Waxwing. It just ties it all together. It's just a card that on the front half, the Wax is +2/+2 for a green mana, and then the Wane is a white mana for destroying an enchantment. And I like this card just because it's never dead, and it can really get you out of some sticky situations that a lot of other aggro decks can have troubles with. There's a lot of powerful enchantments in this format, and if you're not able to answer them, sometimes you're just dead in the water. But then also the risk is if you're just playing a card like Disenchant, sometimes those cards don't do anything against other matchups, and with an aggro deck, you're kind of put at a disadvantage, so you're just sitting with a dead card in your hand. So Waxwing is either a small giant growth or a disenchant or enchantment removal. So I really like that. And then the other thing to talk about is there's 3 Lotus Petals in it, and that's because there's so many 1-drops in this deck that you're willing to give up the card advantage just to get another creature into play real quick. And then looking at the sideboard, it's kind of just covering your bases. There's a couple Torment Scripts for the graveyard decks. Sulfuric Vortex gives you a little bit staying power, which this deck is kind of short on just because it's all 1-drops. Source of Postures if they're going to play bigger creatures, and then naturalize and seal and cleansing against the artifact and enchantments that kind of lock you up. More answers. There's 1 Null Rod because you only have the Lotus Petals, and other than that, you could disrupt some artifact decks, and then a Pyroblast and a Red Elemental Blast against blue spells. So that's a quick look at this deck. It's just really aggressive and just tries to play as many 1-drop creatures as it can. And now Flint's going to talk about the deck that he is playing, and I'll bring that up, and which is SqueePlenish. So Flint, you want to take it away?
Yeah, so this is a pre-modern take on the old school Replenish deck. This was played by Manuel Delgado at the Eurochamps in 2019, and he did very well with it. Basically, it's the classic idea of running out a bunch of disruptive enchantments and eventually replenishing everything back from your graveyard. It's got some really nice filter spells in terms of Careful Study and Attunement and Frantic Search to get those enchantments into your graveyard so you can replenish later. But the Squee take here introduces Squee Goblin Nabob, so you can dump Squee into the graveyard in case you don't draw into the enchantments you want to put into the graveyard, and that way you don't get card disadvantaged and can further dig through your deck with your Attunements and your Frantic Searches and your Careful Studies. It's a really, really nice addition, and it plays really well. It also has cards like Intuition to get your replenishes or your squeeze. It's got some Mind Stones for some additional mana and some card draw. And then it's got your solid enchantments package with the attunements, which I mentioned earlier, solitary confinements to hold off decks that are going to try to damage your life total very quickly. It has the Parallax Tides and the Waves to take care of control and aggro respectively. And then Opalescence, which of course turns all your enchantments into creatures so you can attack for the win. Other than that, it has a pretty standard blue-white land package, some filtering lands, and then 5 soul lands to tap for 2 mana, 4 tombs, and 1 City of Traders to try to get the combo out even faster. And then on the sideboard end, Blue Elemental Blast against red, of course, Chain of Vapor, and Seal of Cleansing against problematic spells. And then it's got Defense Grid against control, and an extra Parallax Tide, that 4th Parallax Tide against control as well. Null Rod against artifacts, of course. Overall, it's a really fun deck to play. and it can be very, very powerful. We'll see how it does against the Zoo. I know that Mike's got a lot of disenchant effects in his sideboard in his main deck, but we'll see how this goes.
All right, so we'll get to the match. We have our little purple die. Do you want odd or even?
Odd Todd.
All right.
Come on.
It's even. So
oh, why purple die? Why?
Zoo deck gets to play, so that
that is rough.
definitely could make a big difference. So, all right, I'll start with my 7. So hands a little light on pressure. But I think the speed of it is pretty good. So
That's not what I want to hear.
I'm gonna keep.
I've got a couple of the cards that I need to keep in my opening hand, so I think I have a fighting chance here. So I'm gonna keep this as well.
Okay. I'll start with a City of Brass and a Savannah Lions and a Lotus Petal.
Oh, you dirty dog.
And this will make a Skyshroud Elite.
Sarcomancy. Oh, all right.
So I know your deck has a lot of non-basics, so I'm kind of counting on that being a 2-power guy. You can go ahead.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see here. Ugh, Skyshroud Elite. No.
So if you're thinking about your first turn,
yeah,
they're debating whether you play a non-basic and cast a spell or play a basic and don't do anything.
that's correct. And I think in the end, I've just got to try to get some spells out as soon as I can. So I'm going to take a point. It's just so bad. Go to 19, and I'm going to play Careful Steady.
Okay.
Draw 2. Okay, that's better. And then I'm going to discard a Opalescence and a Parallax Wave.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So I'll play another City of Brass. I'll take a damage. I'm going to put a Rancor on the Skyshroud Elite.
Oh, God.
And
attack for 6?
Yeah, I'm going to attack for 6.
Ugh.
So you
All right, 13.
13.
Yeah.
And then I'm done.
All right.
So I guess that's the good news for you, is that's all I have.
Yeah, that's all he has, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here.
Because it does. Your deck usually takes a little bit of time to set up. I mean, it definitely can go off like on turn 3 is the best, right? Like if you accelerate into replenish.
Yeah.
But the early pressure puts a hamper on what you want to do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, because a lot of times.
Do you have 2 cards in your hand?
Yeah, I have 2.
Okay.
A lot of times you spend your first few turns frantic searching or careful studying and kind of setting up things. But a lot of times you if you have like Ancient Tomb, you end up taking a couple extra damage, or from your mana base you take a few extra points. So
exactly. Oof. So I think I am going to play that.
Okay.
And I'm going to drop a Solitary Confinement. I'll take 3.
3. So you get a 10. Okay.
And then I'll pass.
All right. So he's going to not take any damage, but he's not going to be able to do anything. So the question is, okay, I'll play a Sulfurous Springs. Do I want to play more things to the board, or do I just kind of want to wait? I guess the only disadvantage to playing stuff to the board is if you end up getting the combination of Opalescence and Parallax Wave and then replenishing, you can remove all my creatures. But I guess, yeah, I'll take a damage. I'll play another Savannah Lions.
Okay.
And I am not going to attack. Go ahead.
Untap. Upkeep. I'll discard.
There's no squeeze, so that's good.
Yeah, I'll discard. I'll discard an intuition.
Okay.
And then I will not take 3 damage because of the confinement,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll play it for Frantic Search.
Okay.
1, 2. I'll discard a Squee. And I'll discard a island.
All right.
Then I'll play a Plains. And ooh, what to do? What to do? The confinement's nice, but still.
Yeah, because I mean, some decks might just die to in the main deck to Squee and Solitaire Confinement, but because I have the Wax Wanes, I can
you
just
have the Wax Wane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so bad for me. I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
Go ahead, and I'm just gonna hope that you don't have it.
Yeah. I will play a Risk Grove and return to City of Brass.
Sure.
And then you can go ahead.
All right. Untap, upkeep. I'll let Solitary Confinement die.
Okay.
And then I'll draw.
Yeah.
I'll take 2. Go to 8.
Okay.
And I'll play Replenish.
That resolves.
Sweet. And then I will pass.
Okay. I'll draw. I'll play a Darigaaz's Caldera and pick up a City Brass, and then I'm done.
All right. Cool. Untap. Upkeep. I'll return the Squee to my hand and then discard it to confinement.
Okay. Oh, so wait, is Rancor a creature right now?
Global enchantment.
Okay.
I do not draw.
I mean, I'm pretty dead here.
You're at 17.
Yeah.
And Rancor goes back when the creature dies, or just when the creature leaves
No,
play?
when Rancor is put in the graveyard.
Okay, got it. So you will get it back. Okay. I'm going to exile. That should be at 4. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to exile your 3 creatures.
Yeah. Well, because I'll get the Rancor back, but you can.
You will.
You can do that like indefinitely, right?
Infinitely.
Yeah.
Well, no, I can't. I need another opalescence to do it infinitely because it's each other. So this isn't a creature. So I'm going to swing for 7.
Okay. Then I go to 10.
And then I'll play an intuition.
Okay.
And I'll get a opalescence, a parallax tide, and what's the other one to get here? So I want my other opalescence.
I don't know. I mean, like,
so I can't go infinite.
All you need to do is just attack the next turn, right? Oh, I guess. Yeah, I'm at 10. And you're not. I was thinking the
Yeah,
opalescence was a creature.
I
but-
don't have enough to do it.
I mean,
Maybe I
how many
just
how many
get
replenish are in the deck?
4.
Like if you just got 3 replenish, like can I beat you? I don't think I can beat that, right?
3 replenish. So if I
Yeah.
get 3, if for some reason like you kill my confinement or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Oh, I gotcha. If you do that though, at the end of turn, like if you had a Waxwing in your hand right now and killed it now, you get your creatures back and you would just kill me next turn. So if you can kill my confinement, I just lose,
Okay.
right? But if you do it on your turn, then your creatures have summoning sickness, right? So
Um,
so then it would matter.
well, if I'm killing the confinement, then I'm not getting the creatures back until the next turn, and then you can replenish again.
You have to kill the confinement and the wave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. That being said,
Because if you're going to attack
think-
for, you think you're going to attack for 7 next turn again.
yeah. I think I'm just gonna get a wave.
Yeah, I mean, you could just get more. So you got Opalescence, Parallax Tide, and Parallax Wave.
Yeah.
So if I give you Opalescence, then I just will never be able to play creatures again. Well, no,
Correct.
because the Parallax Tide is going to die, or the Parallax Wave. I'll give you Opalescence.
No.
Oh,
I can just exile it and bring it back in.
oh, okay.
I can exile. It can exile itself.
Yeah, so. And if I do Parallax Tide, then all my lands are gone, right? Or, well, at least for the next few turns. I'm not going to win if you can't give you Parallax Tide. And I think I give you Parallax Wave. I mean, I'll give you Parallax Wave.
This one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird that the white card's named Wave. and
I know.
And not the blue one.
It always trips me up too. So I think right now what I should do is probably exile my wave, exile itself, right, to bring your creatures back into play. Then it comes back into play with 5 more counters on it, right? And then I exile all your creatures, and then with that on the stack, exile itself again. Is that right? Is that how it works? So I remove a counter to exile
Yeah.
itself,
Yeah.
right? It
Yeah.
leaves play. Your creatures come back,
Well,
right? All your
yeah.
creatures come back.
Yeah.
But then the trigger for its own trigger of it leaving play or whatever hits, so it comes back into play.
Yeah. Yeah, so you don't need
5 counters.
You don't need
Yeah, I don't need the other one. Yeah, I don't. No.
Yeah.
And then I exile all
Yeah,
3,
you can,
right?
yeah.
And then with those triggers on the stack, I exile itself.
Yeah.
So it leaves play, but then comes back
Yeah,
into
so
play.
I'll never get my
return play
creatures
comes
back.
back in. It's here with 5. You can't ever get your creatures back, and then I pass the turn.
Yeah. So I basically, I need to draw.
Yeah.
I can't. All right. Yeah, I'm done. Because I can't. Yeah, I thought it was only those 2 cards, but
Yeah. For some reason, I thought that you had to exile the Opalescence, but I was wrong.
yeah. So the opening hand, I kept. It only had the 2 creatures, but I don't know. I thought playing them both on the first turn might be enough, but.
I had the Darker Wastes and a Plains and an Ancient Tomb, and really wanted to play that first turn Careful Study, but and I'm glad I did, but it was just felt really bad with the Skyshroud Elite in play.
All right. I think the least impactful cards, we kind of talked about how we thought we would sideboard is the Lightning Bolts. Just, I mean, there's almost no situation where a Lightning Bolt is better than a Disenchant effect. So I think the Seal of Cleansings and the Naturalizes are better than the Bolts. And then Torment Script and the Red Elemental Blast effects, I think, are better than Mogg Fanatic, I think, is my worst creature, just because it's 1 power as compared to all of my other ones are 2. So I think that is how I am taking out my cards. So I definitely have a lot more ways to interact now. So, because kind of if you replenish and I'm able to take out Opalescence in that scenario, then well, I still lose all my creatures, but
right. Well, it gets much better for you from this point forward. And you still got me down to 10 life, basically.
Well, okay, so
Pre-board.
let's say I have a disenchant effect in play, and you try and do the loop to exile my creatures. I can. So at the point when
You respond, so I will, I guess so. I would remove 1 counter to exile a creature, and you gotta wait.
Okay.
It would depend on how many counters I had on it too, right?
Well, I'm just at the point of when you're removing the last counter to target Parallax Tide. If I destroy Opalescence and it's no longer a creature, then the ability won't remove itself. I guess it depends on how many,
counters I have.
Yeah.
Yep. And if I have another Opalescence.
Sure. All right. So I think like in my hand, I either want disruption cards or like Lotus Petal is really good just in this matchup because it's just a race. Like I'm just trying to. You don't have any pyroclasms or anything to get in the way of my creatures. So like a Lotus Petal is just one of the cards I want to see. And so this hand, I think it's just too reactive. I mean, I think I have enough cards that I just don't have enough pressure. It's just gonna give him too much time. I think I'm gonna mulligan.
All right. Well, you do that. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep.
Yeah. So just having one. If I had 2 creatures, then I think that would be easy keep. But yeah, just having one Skyshroud Elite and then 2 Wax Wane and a Torment's Crypt. I don't think I'll pressure him enough. All right. So my next hand. This hand. Like, I don't know if it's fast enough. It's. I don't know. So it's kind of talking about like if it's short on ways to interact. I have a lot of cards I can draw, but the question is how fast is he going to be? I'm going to keep this. Not 100% sure if it's right, but I'll put that one on the bottom. I'm not really worried about taking damage from my lands too much. I think I just want to play all my spells. All right, I'm keeping 6.
All right. We good?
Yeah. And you said you're keeping? All right, I'll start City Brass and I'll do a Jackal Pup. I'm at 19. Right. Go ahead.
Eileen, go ahead.
Okay. I'll play another City Brass. It's. I think it's just better to play the 2 creatures. I'll attack for 2.
18.
And then I'm gonna play a Carnophage and a Sarcomancy.
Oof. Done?
Yeah.
All right. That seems pretty good.
Gotta make it token. Yeah.
I'll go to 16 and I'll play an attunement.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm going to play Frantic Search. Sorry.
Right.
But I have an attunement. 1, 2. I'm going to discard a confinement and an attunement. untap, and then I'll play a Careful Study. 1, 2, hello. Discard an Opalescence and a Parallax Wave.
Okay.
I'll take 2 and go to 14. Oops. This Frantic Search is long gone. There we go. And to play a Mind Stone. Go ahead.
Okay. I will pay a life for the Carnophage. I'll draw a card. I will. I'll play a Gemstone Mine. I'm going to put a Rancor on
Yeah.
this Sarcomancy token. Well, I mean, I don't think it makes that much of a difference.
I don't think it does in this match, no.
I will attack
2,
for 8.
4, 6, 8. Wow.
And
I go to 6.
Yep. And then you can go ahead.
Okay. Dark Wastes. White. I go to 5. I go to 3.
Okay.
As I hold my breath.
Yep.
Replenish.
Yeah, that resolves.
Okay. So I get Wave Opalescence, Confinement, and Attunement.
Yeah. I'm definitely in like a bad spot here.
I'm going to exile your Jackal Pup and your Carnophage and your token.
Okay.
With those on the stack, I'm going to exile itself.
Okay. Yep, that resolves. So these are gone forever.
They're gone forever, yeah.
This is going to go back to my hand, but I don't think you finished your resolves.
Yeah, it'll go back to your hand. Okay. Then I will pass.
All right. I will take a damage from Sarcomancy. I will draw. I mean, I can't even play Rancor here. I will play Darigaaz's Caldera. I'll pick up this Gemstone Mine. Go ahead.
Untap. Upkeep. I'll discard an Ancient Tomb.
Okay.
Go to combat.
Okay.
Sorry, that goes to 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to combat and I will attack.
Go to box.
10. Okay.
I mean, I think I just want to do this now, otherwise I'm not going to get another opportunity to do it. I'll block the 4/4.
Okay.
So I take 6, right?
Yeah.
I go to 9.
I should have exiled this. I completely forgot the Sarcomancy was a creature. Damn you, Mike. Damn my bad playing. Okay.
I think you're still in pretty good shape, but
I will pass.
okay. I'll draw. I'll play a Gemstone Mine. And I'll pass the turn.
All right. Untap, upkeep. This goes to 3.
And you got 10 power, right?
Yeah, I'll discard an island. And then I'll swing in for 10.
Yep. You got it.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean maybe I just have to mulligan for, I guess I wasn't expecting you to go off that quickly, but maybe I should be, but
I got super lucky with the Careful Study, honestly. I drew both the Parallax and the Opalescence from the Careful Study. in my opening hand, I had Attunement, Solitary, Frantic Search, Opalescence, and Replenish, I think. It was a pretty good opening hand, but I didn't have like a critical mass of enchantments. I think no, these I drew later. These are the only two I had in my opening hand. The only two enchantments I had in my opening hand, right here.
Did you hear me talk about like the hand I mulliganed away?
Yeah, it had a lot of disruption, right?
It had 2 Wax Wanes and a Torment Script, but then just a Skyshroud Elite. So I figured, even though it has disruption, it's just because it's like the one enchantment, like me destroying one enchantment. Because if you replenish, you're gonna get like 4 enchantments back. And like me destroying one is only good like if I can kill you. I think. So I don't.
No, I agree. I mean, I think if you would have had one more creature, it would have been keepable.
Yeah, I
right?
agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right on the edge, though.
So I know. I mean, I guess I kept the next hand thinking like, oh, I'll draw into just some disruption. Then maybe I should use the same train of thought and saying, oh, I'll draw in some creatures. But the timeliness of drawing creatures is more important than like I can. If I don't draw a creature on turn 2, then like I'm not casting it and I'm way behind. But if I draw
Yeah.
the enchantment removal on turn 3 or 4, assuming the game goes that long, then I'm in a lot better shape. So I don't know.
I honestly didn't think I was going to win this one after board, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess
yeah,
I
got
wasn't
kind of lucky
expecting.
for you not to have any removal.
Yeah, and that was you went off much quicker than I thought. Like probably like 2 turns, I guess, faster than I thought. But
That's the thing, like with the Soul Lands, though, like when Frantic Search got unbanned, it just really opened this deck up to be a thing again. Um, because I mean, turn 2, you can be dumping 2 enchantments into the graveyard, and you can turn 3 replenish. So I think you have to be ready for it. You can't always expect it, but it's certainly doable.
all right, so here's our first quarterfinal match. We'll be back soon with some of the other lineups, but hope you guys enjoyed this first match, and we'll see you soon on the next one.
Thanks for watching.